Everybody's been saying that you're up to no good. Everyone has been telling me.
Top 7 things to do in Valladolid. Go to Hotel Zentic and visit their Stingless Bee project. Visit Cenote Zaki. And while Cenote Zaki is definitely the most central cenote to go to, they actually have a couple more that are within walking / biking / a quick taxi ride away. So yeah, lots and lots of cenotes really within Valladolid to visit. Just walk around the city. The city is so pretty. Prior to going to Valladolid, if you had asked me about Merida, I would have told you that we're really pretty chill. We're a very laid back community. We don't have the hustle and bustle attitude, but when you compare us to Valladolid, okay, clearly Merida is a city and Valladolid is much more laid back. It was just a much calmer, prettier, well-kept atmosphere. And I keep saying prettier. Not only is the architecture amazing, but it really is a very clean and pretty town, much wider and flatter sidewalks. I would say, especially compared to Merida, it is a much more accessible city. Lots of cute boutique stores, lots of yummy restaurants. Just walk around. You can also visit the Ekbalam ruins, which is not too far away. And of course, you guys know I'm a huge fan of visiting the local market. And so the Mercado Municipal, I highly recommend. Much smaller than, let's say, Merida's Lucas de Galvez, but it's still a pretty good size. There's also a handful of churches or convents to visit throughout Valladolid. So again, just lots of little things that you can do during your trip. And last but not least, while you're in Valladolid, similar to Merida, there are a lot of day trips that you can take, some of which you could also take from Merida. But Valladolid is much closer to, let's say, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. And so the eastern region of the Yucatan / Quintana Roo is much more accessible from Valladolid as opposed to Merida. So might as well take advantage of that if you happen to be there.
I don't really need new friends, so.
Now I'm mentioning all these things that you could do in Valladolid, and of course I researched a lot of these things prior to going. However, here's what I will also tell you. I am a slow traveler. One of the things I really enjoy about visiting a new city is just being there and living my day-to-day life, not feeling like I have to do all the touristy activities. So what did I do and what did I not do? The Hotel Zentic project with the Stingless Bees, I did not visit. And luckily, Valladolid is only a couple hours away from Merida, so visiting again, even on a day trip, without paying for a hotel is completely doable. So I will be back. But this one, which I'm assuming would be amazing, we skipped out on. Cenote Zaki. Guys, we went to this thing 3 times. In addition to being a cenote, it's also really cool, especially coming from Merida, to be able to walk to a cenote. Like, that's not a thing here. You want to go to a cenote in Merida, you have to get a vehicle of some sort, and you're probably driving a good hour away just to get there. So just in comparison, being able to walk to a cenote was a win. I didn't even look to see how far away the other cenotes were because our hotel was just a few blocks away. And yeah, slow travel life. I got to enjoy Cenote Zaki 3 days in a row. I do have a question though. If you happen to have been to Cenote Zaki, and especially if you can compare it to the other cenotes you've been to, this is the first one where the ceiling or the roof was covered in, I'm gonna assume, mold or some type of black substance. Like, I've been to 7 other cenotes, have never had anything on the roof. It's always been just the top of a cave. Even though it's got all this water underneath, it did not appear to have any type of mold or darkness growing there. So if you know why Cenote Zaki's cave is so much darker, I would love to know. Now, I definitely also walked around the city because obviously it's beautiful, but I primarily walked from the hotel to the cenote and a couple of little areas nearby. For example, right across the street from the hostel that we stayed in was a tiny little ice cream shop that also sold aguas frescas that were the absolute yummiest. And I think I stopped by every single day to grab myself a refreshing drink, especially because Valladolid has very similar weather to Merida. So it was hot, and I really appreciated having a cenote to swim in, as well as having yummy aguas frescas. visiting the Ekbalam ruins. So again, same concept. I skipped out on this one. I think it would be pretty cool. All the pictures and videos I've ever seen of this ruin is phenomenal. But when I'm on vacation, I really just want to relax. So I did not take that trip. During the walks, we did visit a few churches, but we didn't go inside any of them because they didn't appear to be open for tourists, but definitely something that I'm going to want to investigate more the next time I visit. Now, Valladolid was part of a 5-day trip that I took with Karen Matamoros and her family, and I was pleasantly surprised that Karen was equally okay with not doing literally everything that we could possibly do. She and her family did leave the hotel a little bit more frequently than Alex and I did, but I really enjoyed sleeping in a bed again. I've been sleeping in my hammock for the last year and a half, and I didn't even realize how much I missed sleeping in a bed. So I really enjoyed that at this hostel. This hostel, the Alush HNB, no idea what the HNB stands for, but Alushas is in reference to the Alushas that I talked about at Mirador Muna, which is the little monsters, creatures that protect the Yucatan land. Now, this was a hostel, however, I did upgrade, so Alex and I had a private room as well as a private bathroom.
But when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border.
So let's talk prices.
Hello sunshine, if you've never met me before, my name is Karen and I am a world schooling mama. I want to talk to you about our Young Entrepreneurs program. Our programs are restarting in the summer. During the year, it focuses on building a business from scratch, from zero. Product creation, development, process, marketing, all the little nitty-gritty. And also a self-exploratory in which the kids are able to really think about the lifestyle they desire, what their dreams are, and all those little things, and work that into creating their business. Now, in the summer is a little bit different. I try to make it a little bit more exploratory. We discuss how each business carries out their process, the kind of products they offer and why, how they represent these products, how they market the products, etc., etc. To get them to compare these things that they're seeing and experiencing with the kind of lifestyle they wish. In observing others, we get to know ourselves a little bit better. And the reason we do it open forum style is we're able to ask each other questions and answer each other's questions. So it's not a lecture, it's more everybody sharing what they're learning and their perspective on things. Now, if you have any questions, my inbox is always open. The links are in the description of this video. Hope you have an amazing day. Bye.
For Alex and I to get to Valladolid from Merida, we met at the ADO and ended up taking a van from Merida to Valladolid. There was a bathroom break for which Alex was very grateful, and it was actually a really comfortable and quick ride. And for both of us, that ride was 290 pesos. Once we were in Valladolid, we did not have to pay for any transportation. We found the hostel on Travelocity and paid $25 a night. And because we got there early, they did have a room where they stored our stuff while we went, of course, immediately to the cenote. So the cenote was 30 pesos a person plus an additional 30 pesos for the life vest, which Karen and her family chose not to give. Alex and I am a huge believer in the life vest, and so we ended up paying 120 pesos a day to visit, which is $6 a day. The one museum we visited was the Chaco Story, which cost 140 pesos for an adult and 75 pesos for anyone 13 and under. Now, I was on vacation, so I didn't keep track of every penny that I spent, but total for all of Valladolid for those 3 days and 2 nights, Alex and I did spend 2,800 pesos. That is not including the Travelocity site, which I paid in US dollars online, but for transportation there, as well as hanging out, eating at various restaurants, going to the cenote, visiting the mercado, 2,800 pesos was spent, or approximately 140 US dollars. If you include the $60, it was $200 for the 3 days. But I'm curious, are you the type, if you were to spend 3 days in a place, and there's no official guarantee that I'll go back to Valladolid, but it's definitely a place I'm willing to go back. Are you the type of person to want to visit everything, like as much as you can jam pack your day? Or are you okay with spending just a lot of time relaxing at the hotel, going for walks, or quite frankly, visiting the exact same cenote over and over again? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Reminds me a lot of Merida, but much bigger sidewalks, smoother sidewalks, at least where we're at, and close to a cenote. Karen's room. This is our room. The boy. I just lay everything everywhere. And we've already used the restroom. And I like this natural lighting that comes in.